The lawyer's fingers quivered as he passed me the rusted key. Its jagged teeth dug into my palm, sharp enough to feel like a warning. This was her final wish, he murmured, his voice low, eyes fixed somewhere over my shoulder. My wife? I asked, though I already knew. Eleanor never let me near her family farm, I said, almost to myself. Not once in 12 years. Every time I asked, she'd snap, it's private. And those green eyes. I could see them, flashing like knives, and I'd always backed down. 6 weeks had passed since her car plunged into the frozen river. 6 weeks, and still her absence was something I could feel pressing on my chest. The lawyer's words rang in my ears, she left you the farm. You must go alone. The drive blurred by in shades of grey and brown. Bare trees clawed at the sky. Frozen fields stretched endlessly on either side. November's sky hung low and heavy, dark as a bruise. My grip on the steering wheel was white-knuckled, and all I could hear was Eleanor's voice, "Stay away, Tom. It's not for you." Once, early on, I teased her about it. Maybe there was treasure buried out there, or ghosts. She hadn't laughed. Just shut down, colder than the winter night air. I'd never brought it up again. But now, with her gone, that silence felt like a lie. The GPS chimed. A narrow dirt road appeared ahead, almost swallowed by weeds. I turned in, gravel crunching under the tires, my heart hammering like something trapped. The farm came into view, what was left of it. The house sagged, its red paint peeling, porch leaning like it might collapse. The barn stood apart, its doors chained and padlocked, windows boarded up tight. The air smelled of damp earth, mold, and something sour that made me swallow hard. I parked, stepped onto the porch, and the boards groaned under my boots. The key felt hot against my leg. What had she been hiding here all these years? And why give it to me now? I made my way toward the barn, mud sucking at my boots. The padlock was old, its metal pitted with rust. The key turned stiffly, the click echoing like a gunshot. The door shrieked as I pulled it open. Darkness pooled inside, thick and still. My flashlight cut through the gloom, revealing rusted tools, cobwebs, stacks of brittle hay. Then my beam caught on a shape in the far corner. A tarp. I swallowed and stepped closer, each creak of the wooden floor loud enough to make me flinch. My hand shook as I pulled the top free. Beneath it sat a chest, carved with curling vines and tiny flowers, strangely beautiful in the decay. My fingers hovered over the lid. This was hers. This was what she'd hidden. The chest wasn't locked. The lid creaked open. Inside were bundles of letters, tied with faded ribbon. The paper was yellowed but still held the faintest trace of lavender, Eleanor's favorite scent. I untied the first bundle, unfolded one with trembling hands. My dearest Ellie, it began. I dream of you every night. Your laugh, your touch. The signature at the bottom made my stomach twist. James. Not me. Not her husband. I sank down onto the dusty floor, the letter sliding from my lap. Dozens more waited, each one a knife. They spoke of stolen kisses, secret meetings in this barn, plans to run away together. I saw our life play out all over again. Her late nights, her sudden trips, the guarded tone on certain phone calls. I had called it work stress. I had called it love. Who are you, James? I whispered into the silence, my voice cracking. Some letters were dated before I ever met her. Some were written during our engagement. Others, God, after our wedding. My chest burned, grief curdling into rage. Had she ever loved me? Or had I just been the convenient choice while her heart belonged to someone else? I crushed one of the letters in my fist until the paper tore, the sound impossibly loud. Footsteps crunched outside. I froze, breath caught in my throat. The barn door creaked open, spilling a wedge of grey light across the floor. Tom, a voice called, rough but familiar. Maggie stood in the doorway, Eleanor's sister. Her face was pale, her eyes flicking to the letters scattered around me. Her expression crumpled. You weren't supposed to find those, she whispered. I stood, my hands trembling, anger and heartbreak warring in my chest. What is this, Maggie? My voice sounded like it belonged to someone else. What the hell did she keep from me? I stared at her, my voice breaking with accusation. Who's James? Maggie hesitated, lips parting but no sound coming. Then, Barely above a whisper, she said, "You don't understand. Eleanor loved you. She truly did. But James, he was her first love. The only one before you." "Then why?" My voice rose, rough and unsteady. "Why marry me? Why lie?" The letters slipped from my hands like ashes. Maggie's eyes brimmed with tears. "She wanted to protect you. James wasn't right. He was troubled, dangerous. Drugs, debts, people after him. She thought she could save him, but he dragged her down. She cut him off when she met you, but he wouldn't let go. He wrote, he showed up. She kept this place secret so you'd be safe." "Safe?" I laughed, the sound bitter and empty. "She lied to me, Maggie. Every single day." "She was scared," Maggie snapped, her voice breaking. "Scared of him, scared of losing you. She thought if you found out, you'd leave her." Her words crashed over me like a wave. Eleanor, my fierce, untouchable Eleanor, the woman who had stared down storms and grief with unshakable strength, scared? I wanted to scream that Maggie was lying, covering for her, but the letters in my hands burned with truth. James was real. "Where is he now?" I asked, my voice low and sharp. Maggie's face fell. "Gone. He overdosed 2 years ago. She never told you because she was ashamed. She thought you'd see her differently." The air left my lungs. I pictured Eleanor alone in this barn, reading his letters, torn apart by guilt and memories, hiding everything behind those sharp edges and secret smiles. I wanted to hate her. I wanted to forgive her. I wanted her back just to ask why. "There's more," Maggie whispered, pointing at the chest with a false bottom. My hands moved on their own, prying open the wooden panel. Beneath it lay a single envelope, unsealed, with my name written in Eleanor's familiar hand. My heart faltered. I opened it, my fingers trembling. Her words were hurried, blurred with tears. "Tom, if you're reading this, I'm gone. I'm sorry. I never deserved you. James was my mistake, my shame. I kept him from you to protect you, but I know I broke us. I love you. I always will. Please forgive me." The letter slid from my fingers to the floor like a dying leaf. I sank beside it, vision swimming. Maggie knelt next to me, her hand on my shoulder, but I barely felt it. The barn closed in, shadows whispering Eleanor's secrets, regrets, her love. I wanted to burn everything, the letters, the barn, the pain. But another part of me wanted to hold it all, to keep her near even in betrayal. Outside, the wind rattled the loose boards. "What will you do now?" Maggie asked softly. I didn't answer. I couldn't. The farm, the letters, Eleanor's confession. They were pieces of a puzzle I would never solve. She had loved me. Maybe. But she had loved him too. And now she was gone, leaving me with a key, a chest, and a truth sharper than any lie. I stood, clutching her letter, and stepped into the cold night, the barn's shadows following me like ghosts. The farm was mine now, but so was her betrayal. And I would carry both until they broke me,